Hello, 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 hello. Oh, great. Why is this not working? The hell? Okay. Hello? Anyone there? Hello? How loud is that music that's playing? As in, can you hear the music that's playing? Very quiet? How about now? How is it now? Getting there. Turn up a little bit more. How's that? like pretty loud for me. Cool. It's only really supposed to be background music anyway, just while I'm not consistently talking. At least you can listen to something. That's what all the fancy streamers do. Let's see, what will I do start with? I think I'm gonna do some of that leather. You painting anything tonight? Or just hanging out? Oh, God sakes. Right. There is a connection problem with my camera, apparently. Really weird. Alright. Give me a second. Alright, that is working now. Cool. Yeah, so this is what I'm currently sitting at. People on stream yesterday got to see all the red and copper. So I think I'm going to start today working on these leather straps, and I'm going to do leather for the sword handle as well. Not a lot of it on him, so it's only going to take a few minutes. Well, I suppose it depends on how careful I want to be. Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot. It happens, yeah, it's very easy to happen too. You also, like, painting is an art. You have to kind of be in the mood to do it. If you have a bunch of stuff to paint, it's a pain in the ass. I have shitloads, but what I'm concentrating now is I've made some, a good idea is to make some lists and focus on getting that list painted is what I'm trying to do at the moment. Helps, gives you kind of a goal. It's not too much either. Because if you just look at your entire pile, it's massive, usually. So yeah, doing a bit here and there of an actual list that you want to get done, I think is a good idea. Even if, like, you're not even going to play, just making the list is a good idea. Gives you something to concentrate on. Yeah, I mean, if you're in that position, if you want to start painting something, start with something that you can get done in that time then, because that would be a pain in the ass, having to start something and then immediately stop. So what I'm going to do is, usually with the leather, you don't have to add a wash to it if you do it right. But what I'm going to do is, just on some of these parts, like on the sword here, if that will focus. Yeah, so right here on the sword, I want to make those indentations there a lot darker. Alright, Nick. I'm just going to put some wash on those parts. Usually you don't have to do this. But I want to make it darker. And a bit in these parts. Just to add a little bit of darkness in there. Let that dry a little bit. So usually I use Doombull brown or Mornifying brown, depending on the darkness of the leather I want. Either one works. Doesn't really matter that much. So the next part is I'm going to use a small brush for this. Is adding Scrag brown to the edges. You really do not have to be very tidy with this part. Thanks, Midges. Good to see you here. Having people watching you paint makes you want to paint a lot better. Now, use Ushabti bone. Yeah, Ushabti bone on the corners of leather makes it look really worn, which is nice. Yeah, it's less that it's pressure for me, it's just the fact that people are watching. Alright, that looks okay there now. So what I'm going to do is, very quickly, is actually go over that again with a bit of wash. And that just kind of brings the leather to around the same color. You can just use watered down the original brown. It'll look pretty good. I like the wash though. Then dry a little bit. Me? I'm Irish. From England? Whereabouts in England? Yeah, I think that looks good. I think, yeah. I'm gonna move on to the more metals. Yorkshire? Nice. Yorkshire's a nice area. I haven't actually been there, but I know a good few people from there. A good friend of mine that was in Daegu when I lived there was from somewhere in Yorkshire. Don't ask me where. It's a pretty small town as far as I'm aware. Alright, so I'm going to go through all of the silver or metals in a Leadbelcher because it's nice and dark. Do that then. That's okay. Try and get this so it shows most of what I'm doing. the leather strap as well. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How's things? That's good. Better than shit, I suppose. Quite a lot of metallics on this model as well. Well, Jesus, that's a lot of models to be finishing. Have you started any of them? Yep. This whole stream is going to be well break until I'm finished him. Then I will let you decide what I paint next. But a Hellbreaker was like pretty obvious model to paint first. How could I not spend the first few streams doing Helbrecht? I think Remy might start shouting at me if I don't. I would say Helbrecht will take me at least 2 more streams, maybe? I don't think I can stream for as long tonight. I'll do as much as I can, and then might pop off a little bit. And then can finish up Helbrecht next week, I think. Are you painting anything? Anthony, right? There's quite a lot of metal on this model. The straps in there we'll do later. We'll do them now. Alright, so I'm going to paint this sword gold. Some parts maybe silver. When I first got this model, I didn't actually realize his entire arm is metal. I thought a piece of it was. I didn't realize the entire, almost the entire arm is. Cool. Alright, let's move to these skulls. Nice. Alright, let's move on to these metal parts. Yeah, I'm using a reference for this. It's not going to be exactly the same, but I'll show you the reference model I'm using. A little bit different because it's to match my own, but I'll show you. That's the reference model that I'm using for it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The other scheme I could do was the black armor, white or red cape, and then white tabard. But I like the black tabard. The choice was between basically his typical armor and the other style, but I thought to keep him in his regular style, but like a lot of my crosses and stuff are going to be matching my actual Templar, because most of my crosses are all red, not black or white. Yeah, the black tabard looks a lot better, to be honest. I like it quite a lot, the way it is. I'm going to attempt to do a little bit of lighting on the black cape and tabard. That's going to be fun because I haven't really done that on black cloth. Because all my other Templars, they have white or red cloth. So I'm going to attempt to do something with his. We'll see how that goes. To be honest, the Templar cross, when it's done well, looks good on his helmet. Like, that's going to be white. That's going to be white to match it, but it's going to be like a bit of a darker white. They always make a lot of their stuff look a bit weird with their paint jobs. I always find GW's paint jobs odd. Considering they're such good painters, they make everything look so weird. Yeah, it's the Templar cross that's on his helmet. That's why it's there. It's a lot better than the helmetless head, which looks silly. Probably not for a while. Probably not today, to be honest. Gonna be real honest with you. Probably not going to be today. The other Remy is busy cleaning himself. Yeah, of course, your ass has to be clean. You do a pennant engine, and he has better trousers, and the first game is royal purple and gold. What do you think? Purple contrasts gold very nicely. It kind of has to be a little bit dark because the gold is quite bright. Unless you make the gold dark, then you can make the purple light. One of them has to be dark. The other one has to be light. for them to contrast properly. If they're both dark or both light, it'll look off. They'll look really cartoony. But a nice dark gold with a light purple would be really fucking sweet. Kind of, when I was looking at doing Custodes, doing a purple gold armor kind of color scheme, purple like set and then gold everything else, it would look pretty cool. Like the whatever the house or whatever the fuck they're called is. Yeah, that works. Just with two colors like that can pop quite a lot, you definitely need one to be dark. And then the other one will pop. Two colors that are really bright like that, popping together will just be confusing. But yeah, dark purple and bright gold look real nice. It'll pop the shit out of the gold. I like purple, I need to use purple more. That's actually a question as well I'll ask later. I'm going to make this guy's sword a power sword, which means I need to pick a color. I was going to ask everyone what they thought was a good color between purple, blue, and green. Because then I can show everybody how to do a power sword. Pretty fucking easy, to be honest, it just takes time. Oh, purple, 100%. Nah, the purple looks fucking really nice. Wait, who said the chat is no swearing? Because I've been swearing constantly. Which chat? This chat or the other chat? Because this chat is absolutely swearing is okay. Blue's my main color, I use the other color as squad marker. Oh yeah, no, that's cool. The purple looks really nice. Oh, is it? I think you can just, well, like, look, you can use your brains. you can curse in many ways. Purple. Fair enough. I mean, you can just curse by like spacing out letters and doing other shit. It's fine. I don't care. I'm literally cursing as I speak. It's set for mature audiences, so it should be fine. I think if you curse too much, you might get something happening. But there's no actual moderators technically, if you count Nick. I don't think Nick cares. Oh, I have no idea. I've never really seen Twitch chats curse too much. I've seen the streamers curse a lot, so I'm just joining everybody else. I'm Irish, I have to curse every few sentences or I get an aneurysm. I think that is all the silver. Well, some of it is. Read some of the weird, like, demon stories. There's a lot of rape. Let's see, what will I do next? So, generally, how will I do this? Do I want to do that now, or do I want to just do that? Let me think for a second. Yeah, I'll just do that now. I'm going to use some Nuln oil for this silver. And I'm going to use blue tack to stick it to my desk so I don't knock it over. Knocking this shit over is a pain in the asshole. So yeah, I want to darken up the metal. Actually, I'm not going to use this brush. I'm going to use a different brush. Yeah, I'm going to darken up this metal a bit. Okay. Just noticed a few parts that I missed with the metal, like under here. And under here. And in here. Chuck some just metal on those. There's another spot somewhere. I noticed something else. Oh yeah. Chuck some on these parts here. Okay. So a lot of the small little bolts and stuff, I literally just wait till the very end and use a really bright silver or really bright metallic color on those, because they're so small, it does not matter. They pop a lot more too after that, which is nice. Okay, pop some of this. An oil in here. Darken these bits up. That is a lot. Take out some of that. Nice. Okay, that should be okay. Cool. I just want to darken these up a little bit more. Alright, that all needs to dry for a while. I'm gonna go make myself some tea while all of that dries, because I can't actually do anything else until it does. So yeah, I'm gonna make myself some tea, and you can just witness Halbert. Hmm? Yeah, you're literally watching paint dry. And then Remy got upset that I stopped painting and shouted at me. I mean, I literally can't do anything until it's finished drying. Let's see, I have several things I need to do next. What will I do next? I'm gonna put some gold on this sword. That's what I'm gonna do next. Alright, so I'm gonna put some gold on the sword. This is the Retributor Armor Gold. Goes on better than every other goddamn gold that GW makes. Every other color that GW makes is great. That gold fucking sucks. Like hard. It's like real fucking hard. Alright, what do I want to do next? If I'm doing the silver, I'm gonna do actually this lantern very quickly. What I'm gonna do that is use some yellow. Some dark yellow. Just plop it in there. Oh, Remy has awoken. One thing about lanterns like this is, if you make mistakes, it actually looks like part of the lantern. Alright, that's fine. All I would do next is just go over with a lighter yellow, just pop it a little bit. So that is done for now. I'm going to take some. Where is that other? Brass. That's what I want. Is my cat that loud? I mean, he's very loud to me. Okay, this brass is okay. Ah, gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna use some brass on some of these parts. And down here on the bullets. Just to make that pop a little bit. Okay. I'll do X's. I'm gonna flick here back and forth a little bit between stuff while stuff is drying. So I'm just gonna pop some bright yellow into that torch. Lantern, whatever it is. Let that pop a little bit. A wee bit of OSL. Not too much. Just enough. Real OSL is also massive pain in the ass. Actually, I'm gonna make this little dagger down here gold as well. Okay, that gold should be done. So I'm going to Reikland Flesh Shade that gold. There's a nice brown tint to it, which works quite well. anyone at any time wants to know what paints or what I'm doing, just let me know. Happy to let you know. Or why I'm doing something. Okay. And also, just dry for a bit. So I think what I'll do next is I'm going to do all the skulls and the other purity seals. Because there's a good few of that stuff that I can do right now. So with the purity seals, I usually actually use Zamaisi Desert first, then wash it with some Agrax to darken it up a lot, and highlight it with between Ushabti Bone and Screaming Skull. Usually with skulls I'll use Ushabti Bone, then I will wash it as well, and then just highlight with Screaming Skull. They're all kind of working up towards a relative color that's kind of similar. So it really depends on like what you're doing. I would look at the model as layers. So like this model, so you have the armor that like usually is the bottom layer. Then you have between, let's say this, the tabard, and then you have the metallics on top of that, any bits. So I try and work from the bottom layer up, because then it's a lot easier to make less mistakes, to be honest. Honestly, there's no specific order I try to work in. It's just kind of how I see the layers going. Because like, I have made a few little mistakes here on the hand with the gold, but I'm going to be going over that again. That's why I did this way. So if you're having two colors like this together, where you're pretty much guaranteed to go over each other, you can work in different steps just to kind of limit mistakes as much as possible. The problem is when you get into the third or fourth layer or highlight or whatever, making mistakes is gonna fuck your model up. Right now it's fine. So like, I did all the armor first, then I did all the red. You can do whatever you want. Like the red and the armor is the most, which is probably the biggest set. But the smallest stuff almost always takes me longer. because there's just a lot of it and it's tiny. So it generally actually takes like quite a long time to do just the smaller stuff, which is kind of the opposite of what most people would think. It does depend on the model though. Hellbreak here was definitely the armor first, just because it is absolutely the bottom layer. So now I'm working kind of outwards. But like, let's say with my Redemptor Dread, it was just whatever I felt like painting, because there's no real layers to that. Not like proper layers. Just kind of whatever I decided to paint. Not like this has like very distinct layers to it. Paint color-wise, it literally doesn't matter. It's whatever I feel like painting. I'll usually leave the least colors, so like, let's say the skulls here, there's only a couple of them, the metallics and stuff like that. I usually leave those to a little bit later and get the harder, bigger stuff done first. Yeah. Just because it's a little bit easier to do the smaller stuff when the bigger stuff is done. It does require a little bit more effort. But like, you don't want to spend 10 minutes doing something really small, then go back to have to do a larger space and then make a mistake. And then you have to spend another few minutes fixing those mistakes. Like, I'm not making a mistake right there, but because of the color the way it is, I can fix that pretty easily. Mistakes are going to happen no matter what. I always like if I'm watching painters and stuff, they admit that they make mistakes. Miniac is a great person for that. He's just like, yep, totally fucked that up, so I'm gonna go do something else. I'm like, good, that's the way I want my painters to be. If they're gonna fuck something up, I'd rather they, you know, tell me. Yeah, there's no real order, to be honest. Unless it's like a specific paint style. So like the sword I'm going to do later does have a very specific order that you kind of have to work in. Because I have tried other orders and they just don't really work very well. Also, with my Templars, black is almost always the last color I do, because it's the easiest to fix. Because like all these little mistakes are so easy to fix when I'm finishing up the model. There's a little bit of silver that's right here that I messed up. I'm gonna fix that pretty quickly. Actually, I can probably fix it right now. See? Fixed. Gone. So yeah, if you're painting, I would always recommend, if you're doing one color, try to do everything until the end. Because I said it yesterday, I used to do the whole model of all base colors. I find this a lot better to do piece by piece, like all the armor, all the red, all the metallics. And the really reason I'm switching between metallics and stuff now is because I'm waiting for stuff to dry. A lot of those washes take a while to dry, so I might as well do something else while I'm waiting. Yeah, I need some wash for those. This is the one big thing about using washes. They take a while to dry up, so you can actually do something with them. Yeah, just using some Agrax to darken up this and give some shadows to the 30 seals. Punching eyes are just an assembly line with one color, but they're all the same style. Yeah, if you're painting like assembly line, doing like, let's say I did it with my with the blade guard, I did all of the tabards on all of them first, like literally bit by bit going down through all of them. It's just because doing the singularly models, it just takes so long. Yeah, the production line is way better with multiple models. As in, I would not do it any other way. And anyone that does it another way is a crazy person. Because like with multiple models, you want them to look good, but you can still do that with the assembly line. It just makes it so much easier. Because like I want my models to look good, but I also don't want to spend 56 hours doing them. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to paint up these skulls. Yeah, with smaller models too, is like they don't need to be as detailed. It's like battle line shit like that, or just regular troops and stuff. They do not need to be super painted. Yeah, those 28mm, especially if they're just like army troops and stuff, they're all very, very, very similar. Like there's not much variation at all. Like the blade guard I did took me forever because they're all very individual. Then they all have their own helmets, their own weapons, their own shit. It just takes a while. I think like, oh, is that frozen? Stop working. 1 sec. Okay, 1 sec. My camera has stopped working again. I don't know why this is happening today. There we go. Just needs to be reset a little bit. Cool. But yeah, like the approach to painting is generally going to be the same. Like if you start painting, you're going to eventually figure out certain things should be done in certain orders. There are some things that are personal approaches, like how I do my painting style is my own personal approach. I like dirty. I like my troops to look like they have fucking punched someone before. Not like some people like the really clean method. Looks good, but I don't like it. But in general, both methods will have the same approach, or very similar. Like, that's the thing, is like, that's why it's relatively easy to follow painting tutorials and stuff like that, because they're generally all going to follow a very similar approach to stuff. Like painting, especially like with gradients or anything like that, they all have an order to them. Some people change up the order, but everyone has an order. They're not just going to randomly paint shit. And as well, for like saying my models are better painted, like, I honestly don't know where that came from, because I stopped painting for a very long time, got back into it, immediately better. I guess patience. I have no fucking idea, but I've always been an arty person. My original models were fucking shit. I had to repaint a bunch of them. I think I'm gonna do this for another maybe 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna head off. Which means no freehand for you today, Remy. Sorry. Have to tune in next week. I'm gonna do this like a Dragon Ball episode. How do you think I'm a teacher? I'm patient with some things and horrifically angry with everything else. It's called balance. Where all the skull is based. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and do the freehand. If I think it looks shit, I'm just gonna scrap it and do the decal. We'll see how it goes. I'll try it. I've done a small bit of freehand before, but it's not easy. That's fair. Don't you use Yoda quotes against me. Yeah, just gonna use some Agrax, darken up these skeletons. Agrax is an amazing thing everyone should have. What I'm going to do is, since I have skipped over a bunch of metals, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back, finish the metals today, and I'll do the the other stuff later. Because there's a solid chance I will just forget to do shit. So, what I'll do with the silver metallics is I'm going to go with Iron Breaker. Use an Iron Breaker and just highlight some of this stuff. So this is going to make it pop. And then at the end I have some lighter steel that will highlight it even more. I'm going to say probably a lot of this highlighting is not going to show up great on camera. So if you didn't know, there is a little sheet when it comes to highlighting certain metals like this silver, and that is using white at the end to give it little really bright spots, which I will do later. I'll go over now with the even brighter silver. Yeah, so I'm using an even brighter silver for this part. This is gonna probably show up a lot better. So just a little bit. Use a really tiny amount of white on the really tiny pieces. Give them like a proper bright pop. Again, this is probably not going to show up on camera too well. Don't know if that is showing up. Yeah, no, not too bad. So this would be considered mostly TMM, the true metallic metal. You can see it kind of a little bit, different shades and stuff there, where you can see a little bit of the white on some of the parts. The shine of the camera is not going to make it great, but you can kind of see it. That teeny tiny little bit of white tends to pop actually quite a lot. Alright, I'm gonna do a little bit of the gold. It's not gold. Very nice. Jesus, 12 this week is pretty good. That's a fucking solid goal. I'm gonna be finishing up in the next 10 or 15 minutes anyways. Once I finish up the last little bits of gold and metallics. Nice, yeah. Looking forward to seeing it. Okay, one last little bit to do, which is the brass. And then mix the brass with a little bit of silver. And a little bit brighter. What's good about metallics is metallics mix with metallics quite nicely. Yeah, no worries. Good luck, man. Here, I'll leave you one more shot. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does that keep turning off? I'll give you one last shot of Helbrecht before you go. Once my camera is reset again. No, it's actually just off now. Wonderful. Jesus Christ. I don't know why this is happening. 1 second. Let's see if I can get you. Yeah, I'll give you one last shot of Helbrecht. Here's where Helbrecht is sitting at the moment. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a minimum two more nights of this. In the back, so quite a bit to do. So pretty much all the metallics, gold, silver, metal, whatever metal color, are all done. Next would be to finish these purity seals, finish up the skulls. I also have to do the sword, do the black, do a couple of these little small pieces, do the candles, then put in all the writing on the purity seals. Then would be Remy's freehand that he wants me to do. Then the base, which that orc is probably going to take almost as long as Helbrecht to paint, which is going to be interesting. So yeah, I'm going to call it there, everybody, anyone that's still here. So yeah, good seeing everyone again. I think Nick is painting tomorrow night, and I'll be painting next Tuesday. Or, yeah, well, I'll be painting next week anyways. This week is still a little bit busy for me. So yeah, alright everybody, here's the last quick shot of Helbrecht. It's coming along very nicely. Good luck. Yeah, alright, good night everybody.